CC Clevenger is here with us now. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great as well, but I've just had to shut my window here because the rain is so heavy and I didn't want you to hear it.
That's perfectly fine. We're used to the rain down here in Florida.
Oh, yeah, that's true, I suppose. I would have said that the UK is perhaps one of the only places where you get rain one day and sun the next, but I guess that kind of does apply to places in your part of the world too.
Well, Florida, it could rain 10 minutes, it'd be sunny for 10 minutes and just go back and forth like a yo-yo. So it's definitely a different place to live. We've been here for about 4 months and we're starting to get used to it.
Yeah, and every year, kind of around September time, there always seems to be some storm in that area. Why do they pick September?
You know what? I have no clue. They have the hurricane season down here and it's right
Mm,
around September, October.
yeah.
Um, Hopefully we won't get any, God willing, but if we do, we'll be ready for it.
Yeah, I guess that's why the holidays to Disney World are always cheaper around September, October time.
Yeah, I've only been to Disney World one time when I was like 10 years old. So now that I live next to it, we might have to take a trip over that way.
Yeah, you could just go for the day, which is mad. For us, we have to go for 2 or 3 weeks to kind of make the
That's
most out of wasting a day on a plane.
right.
So you've got a couple of new songs out at the moment called Only One Woman and Freedom Hymn. So can you just tell us a little bit about them and what their kind of style is?
Okay. Actually got a whole CD out. It
Ooh.
came out July 8th. But the Only One Woman and Freedom Hymn, Only One Woman was a song that the concept behind it is that you find that special somebody in your life
Yeah.
and you enjoy every second of it with them because you never know what's going to happen in your life.
Mm.
You treasure those moments. You get every I love you in that you can
Yeah.
and just be with that person as much as you can. So, Only One Woman is definitely one of those songs that if you find that love of your life, you just cling on to them. And because you never know what's going to happen the next
Mm.
day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Freedom Hymn is a military song for the men and women in the United States military, past, present, and future. And my family and I, excluding me, of course, I've never served, but my whole family's been in the military serving for their whole lives. Unfortunately, I had some health issues. I couldn't go in, but my way of
Yeah.
thanking them is to write them a song. I believe that there's not enough thanks in this world for the military men and women.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere in the world, really. If they're
Yeah.
serving, they're fighting for our freedoms to do what we enjoy doing. My case being on stage and performing.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems that military veterans seem to just have been forgotten about by a lot of people when they gave up their lives in some cases and just their sort of day-to-day freedoms so that we could have our freedoms, but we're not really giving them much in return.
That's right. There's, like I said, there's not enough thanks in this world that we can give these people for giving their sacrificing their lives. Some of them
Yeah.
sacrificing the limbs, their arms, their legs,
Mm.
and some of them, go through PTSD. They go
Yeah.
through all kinds of mental issues. So we need to give back, and we need to let these people know how much they're appreciated, and just a thank you to a veteran. If you go to Walmart or if you go to a grocery store and you see somebody wearing their veteran's hat, just say thank you very much for your service. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a small token.
Yeah, absolutely. And the only one women song as well is also important just because, as you kind of touched on, you don't know what's going to happen the next day, and you might regret not telling that person how much they meant to you when it's too late.
Absolutely. You always let them know how much you care and how much you love them every
Mm,
single day. Tell them as often as you can because you never know when something might come up, like a health report or
yeah.
if they get into an accident or just anything can pop up out of the blue. And you
Mm.
never know how much you miss if you don't tell them how much you care.
Yeah. The trouble is, though, that if you tell them how much they mean to you every day, it can start to maybe get a bit annoying to them and it might lose meaning.
Well, I mean, even if they get annoyed, you'll know in your mind that you did and said the best you can and told them every day how much you mean. I'd
Mm.
rather them be annoyed with me than not be here at all.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So, in terms of the musical style of the songs, how would you describe that? Do you feel that they belong to any particular genre?
Well, the whole CD, in fact, is a bunch of different genres, I guess you could say. Only
Mm,
One Woman is more like a beach feel, like a 50s, 60s vibe. Freedom Hymn's definitely a Southern rock tune, but could be country.
Yeah.
I try not to stick to one genre. I like to keep myself open to all genres.
Yeah.
As far as the whole CD goes, I know the Freedom Hymn is a special song for 4th of July, Memorial Day, any day of the week. I'm hoping that it gets up there in the likes of the God Bless the USA and that all those patriotic songs that we do every holiday. But at the same time, we have military men and women on a daily basis everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want them to be able to hear it and support and love them every day.
Yeah. And freedom is kind of a versatile word. So do you think that people could perhaps relate to that song in more ways than one?
Well, I mean, they're giving their lives for us to do anything we want to do, just going to the store or just going out to the movies, going out to dinner. Somebody had to defend our rights and protect us so we could do all these different things. And people don't think that minute things like going to the grocery store or going out to dinner with your loved one or going to the movies, going bowling, somebody's had to protect us so we could do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that you don't really like to stick to one genre, I guess that's quite a good thing because you can experiment and see what you really like without deciding really early on that you're going to do one thing and then having to stick to it.
Well, I mean, if you stick to one genre, that's okay. But I like to reach a wide variety of audience, like everybody. I want to write something that everybody can enjoy, not just one particular genre. I mean, my songs can cross over from rock to pop to country to, the only exception is probably metal, which I'm not. I love heavy metal, but I'm not a metalhead myself. As far as my music goes.
Yeah, absolutely. So what first got you into making music originally then?
My whole family is musical. My father was a drummer in the military. He was a Navy veteran. My grandfather played guitar. I have cousins that's been on tour, hard rock tours like the Mountain Dew Warped Tour. So we've been a musical family. 7 years old, I was on stage at my father's company picnic with a little microphone trying to imitate Conway Twitty back in the day. Trying to singing in church choir, singing in all-county chorus in high school. Music's just been pretty much my whole life. So, I mean, it's the one thing that's remained constant in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you were growing up, did you necessarily know that you definitely wanted to have a go at it yourself, or did you just kind of accidentally grow into it, I guess?
Oh, no, I knew from the start that I wanted to be on stage performing and writing music. It was just something that came natural, and being on stage never bothered me, and being in front of big crowds never bothered me. The more people, the better for me. But I always said that if it's 2 people or 200,000 people, I'm going to give them the same show no matter what.
Wow. Yeah. That's a good idea to have, I suppose, that everyone is equal in a way, I guess.
Well, everybody is the reason why you're there. If you're singing to an empty hall or an empty stage, then you're just doing karaoke by yourself pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess, 2 people paid the same amount per head as like 20,000, so they should expect the same show in a way.
Oh, absolutely. They deserve everything you have, no matter how many people are there. So I make sure if the people come out to see me, they're going to get 100%. They're going to get every bit of energy I have, and they're going to get all the love and passion I have for the music that they're going to hear.
Yeah. And do you remember what the first song you ever wrote was?
Actually, the first song is called The Very Best of Me, which is on the album A Long Time Coming, this first album here.
And how would you describe that song then?
Oh, wow. So the backstory on that song is that I had a celebrity crush when I was younger for the lead singer of Evanescence. And I wrote that song out of, it took me 10 minutes to write that song because they broke down one night, and I actually got to meet her when their bus broke down, and my cover band was playing at a bar, and they took a couple minutes to get their bus fixed. And I actually seen her, and she told me I was awesome and walked out the door. So it took me like 10 minutes to write that song.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. And I suppose other than that band, do you have any musical influences that stand out to you particularly?
Oh, yes, yes, I do. Ronnie Van Zant from Leonard Skinner, Steve Perry from Journey,
Mhm.
and Conway Twitty for country. All those gentlemen have made me into what I do today.
Yeah. And I guess that's quite interesting because you sort of picked out the members of the band, and a lot of people would have just said the band. Why is it that you kind of like the individual members? Do you look down the band and see who is actually the best?
Well, no, I pride myself on picking singers that kind of I resemble. As far as
Yeah.
Ronnie Van Zant from Skinner, he always wrote for the simple man. He always wrote for the everyday man on the street. I try to keep my songs simple, directly to the point that people can relate to.
Yeah.
Steve Perry was a wonderful showman. He put on a show every single time he went on stage. So I try to take a piece of that and make sure the crowd gets involved. I want the crowd to know that they're a part of the show just as much as me. And then Conway Twitty had a philosophy: if you sing to the ladies, then the men will follow. So it's a good philosophy, and it worked so far my whole life. So we try to do it the way that all three of them gentlemen have paved the way for everybody else.
Yeah, I guess that's a good philosophy. Never thought of it that way. So when you write a song, do you do things to kind of get you into that mindset, or does it just come naturally when you're walking or in the shower or whatever?
Well, most of my songs have been written at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when I'm sleeping.
Wow.
And I'm dreaming of lyrics. I'm dreaming of different ideas, and I have to wake up. And I have a digital recorder next to my bed. I found out that a long time ago, if I didn't have that, then I'd forget everything I dreamed of the night before. So
Yeah.
I wake up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, either write down lyrics or sing them in a digital recorder. And when I get up the next day, I try to listen to what my ideas were.
Yeah. That's quite a common thing. I think the digital recorder is perhaps one of the best inventions for music. And
Yes,
I guess
it is,
not
yes.
just when it comes to actually recording it, but just in the writing process.
Yeah, and then sometimes, when we go out to dinner or something, I have a lyric run through my head. I have a booklet of placemats and napkins and things like that I've written on, and I just put the date on, so I know, 10 years ago I was sitting in this restaurant and I wrote down the words to a song that is going to be on an album or something.
Yeah. Do people ever look at you funny when you're writing on napkins?
Well, no, I guess I never even thought about that, really. I guess the waitress might think I'm a little strange, but
Yeah.
not really. When they hear that I'm a musician, they know musicians are kind of weird people anyway. We do weird things.
Yeah. And I guess it would be even weirder if you'd have used the voice recorder in a restaurant situation, because they'd think you're a spy or maybe, I don't know, a food critic taking notes about the food.
Yeah, they would definitely think something's up there. So
Yeah.
I never take those with me too much to places.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say makes your music different from a lot of artists that do maybe a similar thing?
My music is kind of going back to old school ways. The music nowadays, like the new country, is more popish.
Yeah.
It's more commercialized. I think that my music goes back to the old school days where the music and the lyrics count. My songs, if you listen to them, people can relate to everyday life in my music.
Yeah.
And instead of just trying to make a song so they can sell it on the radio or on TV,
Yeah.
I try to keep everything real. I try to keep everything 100% me. I put everything I have into the songs.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes everything unique and different.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess you doing lots of different genres helps in that way. Do you feel that you have any genres that you haven't done yet that you would like to do?
Well, I'm a big Broadway fan.
Yeah.
I love Broadway. I love watching plays, musicals. I've been in a few. I'd like to maybe score a musical down the road.
Ooh.
I've been asked by family members to make a gospel album. So that's definitely maybe something I can work on down the road. But right now I'm focusing on this album and trying to get on tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tour the whole world.
And I guess, is gospel something that would come from the heart for you? Because I notice on the wall you've got the crucifix there, so I take it you are a man of faith.
Yeah, I am a man of faith. So is my wife.
Well, a
God,
woman
it
of
would
faith.
it would come from the heart. I've been in church my whole life. I've been through Bible college. I've taken about 30 credits in Bible college. So God is one of the biggest things in my life.
Yeah.
So if I did write a couple gospel songs or something, it would definitely be something I would have to sit down and think about and listen to and just go over and over until I knew it was the right song for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And being in the church, has that sort of helped you musically a bit? Because there's all sorts of choirs going on and just maybe singing hymns in general as part of the congregation.
Right. It's definitely helped as far as background harmonies and harmonizing melodies. Plus, it gives me the strength to go on without trying to make anything vulgar. I mean, you don't have to have vulgarity and cussing and everything to make a good song.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. So, in the not too distant future, do you have any plans for stuff that you're hoping to release?
Yes, I actually have about 3 or 4 more songs that I have written for the next album.
Ooh.
Right now, we're going to be doing the Hard Rock Cafe in Nashville on November 26th. It's going to be the first part of our tour. I'm looking to do a military-based tour to thank all of our veterans and men and women.
Yeah.
And we're planning on doing a hard rock tour through my record label, Atlas Star Records. So we got a lot going on, and this is just the door opening and getting ready to roll. We have a saying here: the CC train is getting ready to take off, and hop on board.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess the Nashville gig is quite exciting because I don't know how it is in the US, but given that you're doing the gig, I guess it's quite similar. Here, the world is kind of in a place where we're able to go back to gigs and live performances again.
Oh, yes. We're very excited, and I'm very ready to start touring. The COVID was very, very horrible. It's still going on today, but it's less intense. So I'm looking forward to getting to Nashville. Nashville is the country music capital, but we're going to rock and roll that night and show them what we can do. I'm looking forward to getting over to the UK as well. We have a lot of fans over in the UK.
Yeah.
I have some family members over in England, and hopefully we can get over there and tour a little bit.
Yeah, I think fully vaccinated people are allowed here now, but I don't know if you're allowed back, so you might end up being stuck here. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm fully vaccinated, so we're good to go on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when you're not making music, what kind of fun things do you get up to then?
Well, my wife and I like to go hit the road and go down to the casino and play a little bit of poker. I like to bowl. I like to go to karaoke and hang out with my friends. I do have a cover band that we go around and we play some other people's music and have fun with the crowd and, just go for a ride every once in a while. We live in Florida, so we like to go down and see the different aspects of Florida. So hopefully we're going to go see Disney World, like you said earlier, and spend the day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exciting. Why live in Florida if you're not even going to go to Disney World? That's what I say.
That's right. That's right. You got to see Disney World at least once in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, where are we able to find all your music everywhere and keep up to date with you on social media and websites and everything you've got?
Okay, so my CD is called A Long Time Coming by CC Clevenger. You can find it on all digital media: Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, Deezer. It's on anywhere that you can buy digital media. I do have a Facebook website under CC Clevenger. That's my artist page. And then I do have a personal page. You can find it under Charlie Clevenger. I have a website, ccclevenger.com. You can go to that. And then I'm also on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. So I'm an older man, so I'm not really computer savvy. So my wife takes care of all that.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting up there. So the young kids are doing the TikToks. I just discovered
Right.
TikTok. So, we're trying to get on that too.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the maximum age for TikTok is. It's probably about 14, to be honest, judging by everyone that's on it. But thank you very much for joining us on the show today. It's been great having you here.
Oh, thank you very much for giving some time today. I really appreciate it.